Instagram. What's going on? I don't know who's gonna show up. You owed me this, Chris Young. It's the young boy, Junior Charles Hamilton, C. Hamilton, the talented Mr. Hamilton. No one's showing up on live yet. That sucks. Chris probably gonna call me in a second. Pissed at me for being on his Instagram. He logged in on my phone. He was like blacking the fuck out earlier this year on Instagram and YouTube on my phone. So yeah, there's that. Damn, like how do I let other know? How do I let other people know that I'm live inside Sway's hat? That a bitch. Yeah, somehow I need Gatorade. Yeah, man. Damn, man, there's really no way to let people know I'm on here. Like, show CYoung some love, man. Show Chris Young some love wherever he is. Let him know nothing but love. And Black Sheep Charles Hamilton decided to go live on his account. So there's that. I have a cigarette. What the fuck is going on? C. Dot, aka Owen Mayfield. I'm really thinking about like really going in on a beat or two. I dropped like 2 tapes in the last 2 days. Just like I love music. And the universe, the galaxy, finally gave me permission to show some love to Jay Dilla. So there's that. And I guess as like a return on the investment of love to Jay Dilla, I went in on a couple 50 beats. And it's, obviously ongoing concepts, and as time passes and true colors are revealed and people hide and seek, and I seek, and I guess you could say I hide, whatever. But yeah, man, I felt the need to kind of express myself over 50 joints. It's a good feeling, man. Like, yeah, man, I said it early in the game, man. 50 Cent meets Marilyn Manson, So much love to Marilyn Manson crew. Like I'm thinking now, how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put it together. Goddamn. Yeah, you'd say. Let me see. 50 Cent, Marilyn Manson. Yeah. Shit. Alright. Questlove and Chris Cornell. That's where I'm at now. Questlove and Chris Cornell. If you've been paying attention, you know what I don't want to do. So, Questlove and Chris Cornell. I don't know how much of that y'all heard, because I had my finger over the microphone. But, yeah, like, people grow their hair. I'm not biting Questlove because of that. I offer no condemnation to anyone who's grown their hair out since me. Love is love, Gotta keep the soul Aquarians alive. The love is love, I'm just, the other soul, not your foot. Soul is in SOL, Aquarian. Sun shower, the sign of power. If I check my Facebook Messenger right now. I'm probably not gonna be able to be live, but I've definitely reached out to a couple folks on Facebook.com/TWA Charles Hamilton. The other account you probably heard about, know about, but like no. So is that. Yeah, man. Either your covert coup or this niggas ain't here. So we gotta work on showing a little love to CYoung. You know, we pretty much are the antithesis of what the East Coast and West Coast is to the rest of the world. You know, we had a little battle thing, and sometimes he gets on the wrong last nerve, and you know that's never a good thing. But you know, he's coming into his own, and he's established himself in many different arenas, and I stay to myself. You know, sometimes I'll walk amongst. I don't know, but it's night time, and I took a nap earlier. Lord, that shit was good. Yeah, wide awake. You know, Questlove, Chris Cornell. We can only hope that the perception of each musician of whom I can be compared to is the reality of their character's content. You know, I remember there was a point in time where everybody wanted to be Ja Rule. There was a point in time when he was like, "Damn, 50 Cent killed Ja Rule," shouting shit out, and then Drake. So I mean, obviously, time comes and people, pattern themselves after what gets the most attention, and attention ultimately turns into love, or is translated into love. So that would be why the perception of the blondes have more fun, white girls wild out, and anal humor. Why that's the case, and Gangsta's Paradise and Tales from the Hood, that's the case. So I'll never forget. It was an HBO special where they were talking about Little Rock, Arkansas, and there were two Andres. There was one Andre, and he like killed niggas and shit. He went to juvie, and there's another Andre and killed niggas and shit or whatever. But the first Andre that I'm talking about, he was Aundrey, and he was light skinned, and I think that's where the light skin humor comes from. If you had cable back then, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, like Andre, light skinned nigga that killed people in Little Rock, Arkansas, and had him a little thing, and she came visit him in juvie and had no shame in French kissing him in front of these HBO cameras and a whole bunch of niggas that are in the same cell or pod as him or whatever. It is what it is, man. Like, he got that kind of attention, and he's on HBO. So anybody that ends up in juvie after that special airs, guaranteed to meet a celebrity. Brother wasn't getting out. Like, I think he was gonna go, like, as soon as he turned like 18, he was gonna go to the maximum security. You know what I'm saying? Like, that didn't inspire me, and a lot of the aggressive things that I say in songs and actually do in real life, I'm not inspired by, First 48 or Locked Up or whatever, Part of Me, Black Thought. But that doesn't inspire me. Like, everyone who commits a crime is aware they're committing a crime. It's a decision you make long before you actually commit the crime. So, I've been pushed to the point of making that decision at the wrong time. It's straight up. Like, I don't want to, none of what I've done to hurt anyone was either both spur of the moment or premeditated. With all the, what I mean? Like, I had a conversation with VS Diamond today. It's like, I didn't intend on hurting you. It's just, I was so deeply hurt And then when I met you, it's like, the fuck, I gotta go back to Sesame Street, like, you know what I mean? Like, and you're a gangster rapper, take it, you know? But I wasn't right, you know? And like, when you watch a man die, especially if he dies from your hands, that little bit of, damn, this is fucked up, actually exists. You know, it's like nobody's really a cold-blooded killer until around the third or fourth murder. And then it's just like, fuck it, you know. And then you get arrested and you spend time in jail before court. Like, shit, I ain't getting out of this for nothing. You go to the courtroom, and a lot of people that act crazy in the courtroom are dealing with the decisions they made. So, it's like, this is what I want to, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I want to do. Like, you either grab the bailiff's gun or you shut the fuck up, take your sentence. No sound in this world, word to Sonic the Hedgehog, no sound in this world is worse than the gavel slamming. No matter how you look at it, whether it's not guilty, you know, no contest or whatever, nothing is worse than the gavel slamming. No words hurt more than a sentence. And the only thing next to death is the cell door slamming. I don't give a fuck what side of the spectrum you on. Like, you ain't ready for that. That's just not what you're ready for. You know? And Mr. Young shows up. Yeah, man, you don't, you know, what I was saying, Chris, last thing you want to do, last thing anybody want to do is, not be able to live their life. So, you know, real gangsters aren't in jail. It's the niggas, you know, real thugs aren't in jail. You know, gangster shit isn't hurting or manipulating people. And thug shit isn't manipulating or hurting people. You know? Backpack rappers are thugs. Not in a negative sense, but the prettiest girls that see a dude with a backpack and a bottle of water writing rhymes on a bus, they laugh and they turn their head and they get on their sidekick. You know, and the realest gangsters aren't the guys that do drive-bys and shit. You know, the real gangsters start companies from the ground up. You know, and they sit in meetings with white people and deal with what is known as the white shit they say. And they don't say, hey man, you questioning my mail? Turn over the table and like throw bricks into the company door. You know, they actually, they take what they can take. They counter when they can counter. They recognize their value and they move in the right direction. You know, like, thugs, a real thug could transition into a gangster situation without hurting anyone. A real gangster ain't afraid to break out their notebook or write in their phone whenever the beat calls them. You know, and I mean, damn, that's like the two spectrums of life. You know, there's the blue collar and white collar. You know, thug and gangster, farmer and the priest. You know, so I have an audience of one at least. So, you know, there's that. But real shit, man. Like, you don't want to be in a situation where the hottest song makes you do the stupidest shit. You know, and I guess that's the reason why cats like Uzi and Yachty are making it, because, you know, the worst they'll do is, you know, spend up all the record labels' money and dance on top of, you know, a car that they bought, you know, with money either the label gave them or they earned from performances. So, you know, lesser risk, you know, greater return on investment. But when you end up living by the shit they say and doing what they say they do in songs, you die. You know, like, you don't know the cost of immortality. No one does. Well, 3 others know, but they ain't got to pay shit. So, if you want to know what I've been doing with this mind of mine, I've been going completely ape shit over Daft Punk. Like, I've actually been losing my damn mind over Daft Punk. Like, I kind of been doing that, but now it's just like Daft, like wow, I'm crazy about Daft Punk. If I must be esoteric about it, I'm going back to my way and being in love with my FD aliens. Like I ain't never gonna stop loving y'all. I just keep my distance. Happy belated. I told y'all. I said those of whom had birthdays yesterday. I let them know happy birthday. It's all love. Um, always gonna be love. And because of these moments like this, like I seriously gotta keep on pressing on. Hopefully, at some point in time, we'll meet at the intersection of completion and success, and it'll be what it will be. Right now we can't afford it. Almost literally. Like if I can help you out in some way, cool. I don't want to ask them for money because I feel like they're caught up in the TLC trap as much as I'm caught up in the 8 Mile trap. And I was rhyming before I seen 8 Mile. I toyed around with not being a rapper, but writing rhymes, poetry and stuff before Eminem hit the surface, and then M hit the surface, and that inspired me to actually go for it. It just is what it is. Like I mean, I'm sure the god Dr. Dre would be like, nah, you started rhyming when Eminem came out, nigga, and it's like, oh Dre, I hate to argue with you, but nah, I focused on it when Eminem came out, and further into that argument, you'll find and discover that DJ Premier and Gangstar influenced my state of mind of today as far as the song Discipline. So, instead of, being fake about giving credit and credentials where it's due, I look at myself and say, is this where you are and what you want to do? And I live with it. I can't, I don't want to and can't slander, what's going on Instagram, because only the last few days have I been on Instagram using Chris's Inside Sway's Hat account. But hey, man, before it was, I can never forget it. I was, Christina and I at Bo's crib, and she called it a Vine day. It was the cutest shit. But like, do it for the gram, do it for the Vine. Everybody wilding out in 2012 and whatever. Like, okay, cool. But you're not getting shit from it. Like you might get verified after 6 months of you doing it for the gram, and you might go viral off of one joint, but it doesn't mean you're doing shit. Like, you're either gonna focus on the matter at hand or make your own matter. And a lot of advice that gets given from celebrities or public figures. Shout out to AOC, big look with the Vogue cover. A lot of advice they give is for you to continue existing, not how to get where they are. And people always say, Charles, you could have been with Kendrick, you could have been with J. Cole. Like, I passed Kendrick the mic. I put Rick Ross onto J. Cole. I mean, it's just, what can I say? If you want to, look at artists with or without, internal influence that I, appreciate, I got to. Action Bronson, he's very dope, very consistent. JID is very dope. Once again, with or without. I mean, it kind of could stop there. I mean, ladies been taking over, and like I'm not, I'm not on this, boys rule, girls drool shit, but yo, like, what do you think I would do what out of mulatto? You know, like, duh. It's like, you got bars, I relate to your attitude, delivery, candor, and everything. That's honestly not what's on my mind right now. And, I'm thinking ahead. Like, this is how you look now. Like, so on and so forth happened. Like I cut my hair and, put on my personal favorite, Como de Garçon, and just, like, look like that. We have a conversation. That fact is why I won't even go for it. But it is what it is. Like, I would go for it. I don't know. Cardi B's instability is just slowly turning the volume down for me. But she's, very attractive, straight up 2 Train Boricua. So the bar's dope. Like, I get where she's coming from. Like, uh, Meg The Stallion's, sweet chin music and niggas. Big up. I ain't mad at you. I think Cash Doll. I made a comment about Cash Doll. A few people would know about it, but I made a comment about Cash Doll. She's literally like the stereotypical bad bitch, and that's why it's like, I'm on your dick. You know what I mean? So make your move. Like, just go ahead. Like, go ahead. I am batshit crazy about Tierra Whack and Rhapsody. That's just not gonna change. Like, I love them. Nicki Minaj is slowly but surely becoming Charles Hamilton on some, like, hey, nigga, I'm nice too. Hey, start fucking shit up. And like, I'm nice too. I'm nice too. And that goes on for a while. But Nicki, talented as she is and the rapport she has, the acclaim and accolades come with it. Any advice or comments I would make about Nicki Minaj would be things I would have to say about myself. As far as Beyonce picking up the microphone, much can be learned from her, much can be taught to her. I don't really know where else to go with that. There's a couple female MCs. Yo, what is her name? Her name is on the tip of my tongue. Little Sims. Little Sims is fire. Little Sims is dope. For all of, the New York Poets Cafe people out there, no, I'm not just paying attention to the curvy, slim outfit chicks. This will be the one and only time I mention City Girls. But yeah, Little Sims is dope. Like, Little Sims is very dope. I being what is technically known as a super producer, I give nothing but love to Wonder Girl. If we lock in the studio, cool. You have to understand, like, I don't quote unquote bring chicks to the studio with bud and bottles, and it is what it is. Like, no, like, when it's time to lock in, I lock in. That Via's Diamond is like she's a very gifted MC. That's not a situation where, like, oh yeah, like, I'm not scheming on her or whatever. Like, it became what it became, but it was what it was when the time was what the time was. And even with what it became and all the above, put a beat on, we do our thing. Right about now, I would if I wasn't live on Inside Sway's at, I'd be scrolling down my timeline with about 50 jokes to keep to myself, laughing quietly, and it is that. It's not quite Friday. I don't know why I feel the way I feel. It's almost time for me to take my supplements so I can, reclaim my title or defend my title or some dream shit or whatever. But yeah, man, Jesus, man, like, if you want to talk about female MCs, man, there's this girl in the Bronx. Her name is Isis, like the Isis from the Bronx. Incredibly dope. My cousin is MC Light, so, like, I'm not Harvey Weinstein and I'm not Pharrell Williams, So basically, like, the smut peddler shit that I did, of which is exclusive to Apple, came back and bit me on the ass. And, the Modest Mouse shit that I'm doing is dragging me around the city. So, I mean, if you have a path and you find a path of your own, stay on it. That's, the best advice I could give. But, damn, like, I'm stuck talking about Lil Sims and everybody can feel me, like, staying there. Little Sims is fire. Damn, there was a few others. Maybe not just female MCs, but there's a few others. But, like, the guys, man, like, I don't know what y'all doing. Royce the 5'9" is on some Nation of Islam shit right now. And it's just like, yo, like, what are you doing? And I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But it is what it is. Eminem put out a great album, Music to Be Murdered By. Jay-Z monopolized Jay Electronica's debut album. I mean, spitting is back. But if you ain't spitting crack, fucking spitting, So, it's crazy. Like, I go back to my comparison of myself to Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp came in the game and would dunk off the glass from the key. And the Supersonics would get to the quarterfinal, semifinal. I think they made it to the finals once. I think it was what did they? Oh, it was the Blazers or the Sonics. But yeah, like they made it pretty far. He was doing his thing, and the dude went to Cleveland. I think the lockout happened, and he went to Cleveland, and he put on some weight. They called him overweight, but playing basketball on the West Coast is different than playing on the East Coast. So he put on weight so he can be a dominant figure in the paint. Like you got dudes like Patrick Ewing, he makes it look easy. He's moving around and shooting and all that. He's doing that. But if he, as a power forward, if he's able to, box out Ewing while Ewing has the ball, he's more dominant than being on the West Coast and like, oh, he's on fire. What the fuck? Like, it's not necessary. Like, the Seattle Supersonics do not have a ring. Like, Gary Payton got a ring as a Laker, but didn't necessarily contribute much. Sean Kemp built the rapport of Cleveland and actually made, post, Price, Nance, and Hot Rod, the Cavs ticket worth investing in. So it's just something you got to pay attention to. Like, I switched my game up. Like, no shit, I can do multi-syllables. And yeah, like, I can still write. But if I know what you may present to me as your favorite Charles Hamilton verse, you don't understand. And I got better than that. I'm not going to sit there and let you insult my writing. So, on the same level as my literary skills come my spoken word skills. People are like, you got to go back to writing. You don't know what you're talking about. So, all right, well, you take Saul Williams and Ovius Maximus, and you put them with Creflo Dollar and Joel Osteen. And that's what I sound, And you put them both together in a situation where niggas could walk in and spray the shit up or pull you back from you actually physically recording to where you're asleep and being slaughtered. You get a lot of my music since 2011. So, yes, I've been taking offense to a lot of people saying, you got to get back to this style. You got to get back to making songs like this. Stop talking about bitches. Well, y'all still don't know who I was talking about in Brooklyn Girls. I told you who I was talking about in New York Rain, and y'all still don't know what I'm talking about. So, unless you, just want to numb out the music and not elevate, all right, cool. Just don't go to church on Sunday. And don't sip lean and listen to music. Like, y'all are getting caught off guard. Like, you know what you're doing. Right? You're talented.